I've been using the Katadyn BeFree ultralight water filter for the last 8 months. I've dipped it in the slow, warm rivers of the Midwest, high alpine creeks in the Rocky Mountains, and silty streams of the desert. So I've been using the BeFree for the last 8 months for all of my bike packing trips. But where this filter sets itself apart is the way I actually plan for my day rides. So in this review, we're gonna talk about why that's important and also everything you need to know about the Katadyn BeFree water filter. So a few years back, Logan put together a complete guide that took a deep look at water filters, ultralight water filters, and purification methods. So if you're interested in reading that article, you can click right here, but I'll also link it in the description below. The BeFree filter itself is made up of a 0.1 micron filter. It's very effective against protozoa such as Cryptosporidium or Giardia, and it is extremely effective against bacteria. However, it does not filter out waterborne viruses. So the 42 millimeter threaded screw-on cap can be sold separately, but it also comes in a 0.6 liter version or a 1 liter version as you see here. That said, the filter can be used with any HydroPack flask or bladder that comes with a 42 millimeter threaded screw cap. So the flask itself from HydroPack is extremely lightweight and collapsible, as you see here. The hollow fiber filter in the BeFree is very similar to other filters of its kind, like the Sawyer Mini, but where it's a little different is it's completely open. So instead of having to back flush to unclog the filter, all you have to do is either swish it in some fresh water, or if you have water within the bladder itself, all you have to do is shake it up. So the filter itself has a lifespan of 1,000 liters. And while that might not sound like a lot, to put it into perspective a little bit, if you filtered 2.7 liters a day, you would get 365 days of use with the BeFree, which is obviously a year. The BeFree filter is also 100% PVC and BPA free. The filter is extremely easy to use. All you have to do is remove the filter cap itself, dunk the bladder in a body of water, put the filter cap back on, flip the filter, undo that little cap, and just squeeze. Katadyn claims that the BeFree filters 2 quarts of water in 1 minute. And while that is pretty accurate, or so it seems, if you are filtering less than ideal water, it's definitely going to be a little bit slower. The large 42 millimeter opening really makes things easy. It allows water to go inside the bladder a lot faster, as opposed to the Sawyer Mini or a regular hose-like system where the water filter or the hose needs to stay within the water while you filter. While I don't notice the flow of the filter slow all that often, when I do suspect that it is a little bit slower, literally all I need to do is shake it up when there's water within the bladder, and that loosens the sediment within the hollow fiber filter. That being said, I take the filter off and swish this in some fresh water so that that sediment can actually go somewhere instead of just stuck in the bladder itself. The BeFree not only is extremely packable, it fits in a frame bag, a hip pack, or a top tube bag, but even with a little bit of water in it, it only weighs 74 grams. Not only is this a great filter for bike packing, but for me, I've used this probably on more of my day rides than I have on a bike packing trip because, well, it is small and it's really transformed the way I plan for my day rides. So on my day rides, instead of carrying all my water on my back or just getting dehydrated, I bring this along. And it really is a lifesaver. After drinking my 2 water bottles within my frame, I cross a stream, fill up the bottles again. So a feature that I ended up using quite often on my day rides was just crossing a creek, filling up the bladder, and just drinking straight out of the BeFree. It's super convenient, and I don't necessarily have to add more weight to my bike. So another use I got out of the bladder was filling it up at a creek before a campsite. I wasn't camping next to a water source, so it was an extra liter of water capacity that I threw in my frame bag so that I could have when I got to camp. I also ended up using this on some hikes this summer where I knew I was crossing streams. I actually didn't carry any water, but when I crossed a stream, I'd fill it up, hike with it a little bit, and when it emptied, well, it was like this. Other uses for the BeFree is in emergency uses, if a filtration system goes down, and for international use as well. As far as durability, I was concerned a little bit about the HydroPack bladder itself, and I know I've read a few horror story reviews online, but for me, I've been pretty rough on it and it's held up just fine. And yes, I have filtered some very questionable water, but I think because I know that when I shake the filter up itself, it's kind of cleaning itself out. So it's not only kind of a fun activity, but I know I'm cleaning it, and so I do it very often. So I really have not had very many issues with the filter, and I've had definitely more of a consistent flow versus, say, my MSR Trail Shot and Sawyer Mini. Overall, the Katadyn BeFree filter has proven to be one of my favorite pieces of camping gear. And it checks all the boxes. It's light, it packs down next to nothing, it filters water rather quickly, it's proven to be durable, and well, it actually doubles as extra storage in a pinch. So I ended up buying the filter at REI last summer for $44.95. And if you are interested in just buying the filter itself, you can buy this for $25.95. So if you like what you saw in this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And if you want to help us out a little bit more, consider joining the Bikepacking Collective, which is BIKEPACKING.com's yearly membership. So I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below so that you can learn more about that. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and until next time, pedal further.